Hello students, hope you have practiced the first program, the Hello World program. So this was our classic Hello World program. Hash include IOStream using namespace std, the standard namespace, and this was the main function. Inside the main function, we wrote cout hello world, which means the program will output hello world on the output screen. And the last statement was a return statement which returned 0. Okay. Now we will understand the process of software development in C++ with the help of this diagram. Initially we have a program or the source code which is written using the C++ language. For example, here the program name is sum.cpp. Remember, .cpp is the extension of the source code of C++ programs. So the first statement in any program, as I told you, is a preprocessor directive. Here the preprocessor directive is to include the IOStream header file in the program. So preprocessor will add this header file IOStream to the program and it will generate another file sum.i. So .i is the extension of the files which are generated by the preprocessor. Okay, so this sum.i file goes to the compiler and the compiler will generate the object code. Object code is the binary code or the machine readable code in the form of zeros and ones. And then comes the role of the linker. The program which we write, it might contain some predefined libraries. For example, if you are writing the program to obtain the power of a number, there is a predefined library file POW, predefined library function POW, suppose 2, 5, it means 2 raised to power 5. It is there in the library file math.h. Okay, it is there in math.h. Okay, so in order to use this function, we have to include math.h in our source code. Preprocessor will add this file math.h, and when we will use this power function, this power function is already present in the form of object code in the library file. Linker will add the object code of this power function to our program object code. Okay, so this is the program object code plus it will add the object code of power function and it will link together and the final object code or the final executable code will be generated. Executable code has a .exe extension. Executable means this code is ready to run. Okay, so this is the process of software development in C++. Here is an example. We write C++ source code hello world.cpp. It goes to the C++ compiler. The compiler will generate the object code hello world.obj. Then this will go to the linker. The linker will add the required library functions. Okay, it will add the object code from the C++ standard library. For example, in this hello world program, we use this cout function. Okay, so cout is available in iostream.h. iostream.h header file has been included by the preprocessor. Now we need the object code of this cout. So the object code of cout is available in the library ostream.obj and linker will add this and it will combine hello world.obj and ostream.obj and then it will create the executable program hello world.exe, which can be executed directly on the machine. So now we will understand some key concepts in the software development in C++. Object code and executables, that is .obj files and .exe files, they are not portable among systems. What does this mean? This means that if you have created .obj file or .exe file on a Windows machine, then this code will run only on the Windows machine. It will not run on a Linux machine. The reverse is also true. That is, if you create code for a Linux machine, it will run only on the Linux machine. It will not run on the Windows machine. And library is simply some code written by others that we access using the declarations found in hash included file. Okay, so in the previous example, I told you that we can use POW, power function, in order to find out the power of a function. Okay, so this power function, we are simply using it. We are simply calling it and getting the result. We are not actually writing it. It has been written by others. It is already available. Such codes are called libraries, and they can be accessed by hash include files. So we can access POW using hash include math.h. Okay. So next we come to errors. There are three types of errors basically: compile time errors, runtime errors, and link time errors. Compile time errors are found by the compiler. They are also called syntax errors. Syntax errors are generated due to wrong syntax. For example, instead of using POW, if you are using POWER, then the compiler will generate an error that there is no such file POWER. There is no such function POWER. So this kind of error is called compile time error or syntax error, and it can be found by the compiler. Errors found by the linker are called link time errors. Link time errors are generated if there are some problems in linking the object codes. Okay. Errors not found until the program is run are called runtime errors or logic errors. They are due to some mistake or some problem in the logic we are using to write the programs, and they are not detected by compiler or linker. They are detected only when we run the program. As you practice more programming, you will come to know what are the runtime errors, how do they occur, and how to resolve them. Generally, compile time errors are easier to understand and fix than link time errors, and link time errors are easier to find and fix than runtime or logic errors.